Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video, I wanted to talk about my 2-month-long work trip to Germany, how this is going to go, why it's happening, and what I plan on doing while I'm there. So let's go. All right, so let's start with the why. Why am I going to Germany for 2 months? Especially as a cloud engineer, why do I need to go physically in Germany, especially for 2 months? I can do everything from a web browser, and so that's a very valid question. And the answer is I'm actually not going there to really do cloud engineering work. This is going to be part of the trip, but I am going there on a mission from Puma North America to really establish better relationships with our main office, right? We are 6 hours apart and thousands of miles apart, and that makes it very difficult every now and then to work properly and communicate, especially with COVID when people were not traveling. We just were on Teams or chats or emails, and we really didn't have this connection. So things developed between the two different groups, the North American group and the Central German group. And leadership thought now is a good time to really send somebody over to Germany, to the main office, to work together, to come up with plans, to understand each other, why things were made a certain way, and why we in the United States do things in a certain way. So it's really a diplomatic trip in some way to really work together to come up with a more cohesive work environment for all the Puma subsidiaries, or at least North America and Europe. Now, this is not to say that we have problems. Like, we work very well together, but like I said, with COVID, there were a few things where we just didn't see each other, right? One thing that happens to me a lot is I wake up in the morning and Germany has done things and I'm 6 hours behind them. There's 2 hours, right, left in their workday for us to work together, to collaborate on things. So that makes it very hard to really understand each other when all we have is a 2 hour window overlapping. So we really want to reset everything, go back to talking to each other, understanding why things are done, and really have good conversations with everyone and take those full 8 hours a day to collaborate as a team, to work together, to really drive things forward. That time difference is killing us right now. It's personally killing me because I work a lot with the European teams, and we just want to, you know, understand each other, spend time understanding each other, understanding the culture of the actual company and the teams over there. And so that's what this trip is going to be about. Now, while on this trip, I'm going to be dealing mostly with the infrastructure teams. So we're talking networking, we're talking cloud engineering, we're talking systems engineering, we're talking administration of identities, we're talking the self-service portal we have at Puma, we're talking RPA, robotic process automation. I'm also going to be dealing with the BI team. So I'm going to be meeting with all of these teams. So basically, instead of sending 10 people to 10 different teams, they're sending one person to all the teams. And so we can get a better picture of everything. Since I'm a cloud engineer, we're going to be dealing with cloud projects, some re-architecture of the way we do things, because it's difficult to work together when we only have, like I said, 2 hours overlap. So we have a few projects that we are going to plan, that we're going to execute, and we're not going to have to wait for somebody else to wake up or it's things like that. So it's going to be really like hardcore working, executing things, building things, and aligning on how we do things globally as a company. And that's really going to drive Puma forward. It's going to really help us, normalize everything, and we can all run in the same direction and be truly forever faster, because that's the Puma motto. Now, because I know you're here for cloud content, here's what I'm going to be working on in terms of cloud content. we're going to reorder our management groups in our Azure subscriptions because it's in our Azure tenant, because we need to really like be one team. We have too many groups. We want to consolidate everything into fewer groups, infrastructure as code, people, and that's it, to make it much more easy to administer as a global company. Now, the thing we're going to focus on is what we call our data landing zone, which is part of the enterprise scale architecture that Microsoft has put forward. And I'm going to put the link in the description if you want more information about enterprise scale architecture. And we're going to implement a few things. We're going to really work with our BI team to really see their needs and implement what they want. And I think this is going to be great because we're going to be able to really work on things and talk to each other and understand why things are done a certain way. And it's going to make things so much better and everything will run so much smoother. Another thing we're going to work on in cloud is onboarding Terraform GitHub repository. So we are going with Terraform at Puma, and we need to onboard new subscription to GitHub Enterprise and to Terraform. And it's a long process. If you've done Terraform before, you know you need a service principal, you need the secret, you need the specific repo, or you need like a specific folder. It's a pain, right? And so we are working on streamlining this process to make sure that we can easily create new Terraform subscriptions and really go fast. The problem with the process right now is everything is manual, there's no standardization, and we really want to get away from things that are not standardized because customization is the enemy of efficiency, right? If you do custom stuff all the time, you have to do new things all the time. And we don't want that. We want to be able to say, you want it here. 5 minutes later, you are ready to go. We have everything you need. And this is a very important thing for being agile and going quickly in the cloud and using Terraform is the ability to not have to ask 50 people how, like the service principal, the GitHub, and giving the permissions and creating the subscription and writing the code. We really want to put it all into one neat little package and just say go. Now, in terms of systems engineering and infrastructure teams, what I'm going to be working with them is on a few cloud topics, like patching on virtual machines in the cloud, networking in the clouds, firewall security. How do we get all this standardized across the board? I'm also going to be talking about administration, how teams in America can have some of the same access that the teams in Germany have so that we can do administration as well when the German team is sleeping. I'm also going to be talking to our team in charge of our self-service portal because there are a lot of services we want to onboard in North America to really make it, take IT out of the need of our users. So if they need something, they shouldn't have to go and request things from IT all the time. The idea is to have IT be as in the background as possible and really give the users the power to do what they need and do what they want. So we're going to be talking about processes we want to onboard, workflows, and things like that. And hopefully we can come up with a good list or a good process for onboarding these workflows and make it easier for our users in general to onboard what they need, to get requests what they need. And that also include cloud topics because we have to administer things, we have to deploy resources and all that stuff. And the advantage of the cloud is that if we can properly automate things, if you want a virtual machine, you don't have to go in Azure. You can just say, I want a standard virtual machine there, and it just gets created, right? This is where we want to be. Get IT out of the way and let people who drive the business forward really enable them to be as efficient as they can without IT there. So it's an important topic. Now, what am I going to do after the hours, um, because that's 58 nights or whatever, ish. I have a wedding in the middle, so um, but what I'm going to do, and I am seeing this trip as a mental reset trip for myself. During COVID, I had so much more free time because I didn't have to drive anybody anywhere. I didn't have to do anything. I was in front of my computer. I could do the work I wanted. Now I have to go everywhere, drive the child to school, drive the child to karate, drive the child to pick up everyone. So the goal of this trip, for me personally, outside of the work hours, is to pick up good habits and really work on these good habits so that when I come home, I can keep doing them. So, what are those good habits? Well, one of them is working out. Ideally, I'd like to work out at the end of the day when I'm in the office or in the middle of the day. That might be better. But nonetheless, work out and lose weight and be healthy, eating better also. Now obviously, with a corporate card, it's much easier to eat healthy food on a regular basis that you don't have to cook, but that's a different topic. Another thing I want to do is there are a few projects that I have started and that I have never completed, and this is time for those to be completed. And you will see a video or a few videos about these projects. I really want to make them public. They will teach you some things about programming, they will teach you some things about infrastructure as code. And I really want to show you how a whole application gets pushed out um, to the cloud and really have a good sense of how things are done with a lot of automation and things like that. So I think that's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to this. Another thing is blogging. I used to blog a lot. I used to blog weekly. I no longer have access to this blog, which is sad, but that's okay. But I want to really get back into the habit of blogging and creating content that you guys can enjoy offline without hearing my voice and seeing my face, so you can really take it at your own pace and read what you need when you need to. So blogging, and obviously I'm going to go out and visit Germany a little bit. There's not much that I intended to visit, but I'm in a different country that I've never really been to before, and so I'm probably going to visit Nuremberg. I'm there in October, so probably I'm gonna be dragged to Oktoberfest at some point in Munich. So um, definitely going to do some sightseeing, but like I said, my main goal of this trip and the time outside of the office is to reset my mind, pick up good habits, and take advantage of not having to do all these things outside of work to really hammer everything in and go uh, deep. No TV too, right? I'm gonna have German TV, so no TV as a distraction. I think it's gonna be great. So I'll let you know how it is. I don't know if I would recommend doing it, but you will probably hear about it when I'm done or in the middle. Who knows how it's going to go. And also, obviously, I'm going to be recording YouTube videos. I have my camera equipment coming with me, which is basically my phone, a tripod, and a light, and the microphones, right? Mics. Um, but I have a few videos that I want to film, and I'm going to film them in Germany. Hopefully, people in the hotel will not be too upset about me recording videos at the same time. If that's the case, I'm probably going to have to record them in the office. So, um, yeah. And I'm going to do also TikToks, and I'm going to try to get on Twitter and really start tweeting useful content about cloud. Yeah, this is the great reset of 2022 for me. So looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to coming back to my family a lot more than I'm looking forward to this great reset. But who knows? Um, Maybe I'll enjoy being reset, and it will make my life easier in the future. And if you want to see more of my videos, you can click right here or right here. I don't know where I'm going to put the window. And look at this next video. Highly recommend it. It's a great video about stuff that you would enjoy according to YouTube. So click on it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.